What is up, guys? I know it's been a while since I did a what if like this, but I am continuing what if Naruto was neglected and had Sage mode as a Keke guy. This is gonna be part 5, which is gonna start Naruto Shippuden. I hope you enjoy. We open up with a hooded figure walking towards Konoha. This hooded figure has a fox mask. Under the mask, it's pitch black eyes. You can't see the figure, only his white hair, walking in broad daylight. Some Konoha ninjas see this figure and get alarmed. They try to attack him, but each attack they used failed, with the figure dodging each one of them, but not fighting back. Then the ninjas realized something. The chakra was kind of familiar, but they don't remember what it was. The figure keeps walking. His white hair was the most notable thing, but some even noticed his right arm with tears, scars. He would keep walking towards the village and eventually get there. The normal gatekeepers would ask who this figure is and what they want. And then the figure would say, "Wow, not even a welcome home." As the guards would reply with, "Listen, we're not playing games. Just who are you?" They would stop. The figure's gone. Already in the village. The figure would state that it's been a long time. Roughly, what, 2.5 years? I guess no one really noticed I was gone. But that seems really impossible, huh? They had so much fun beating me. I couldn't be that forgettable. Besides, I'm the village punching bag. Without that, what else are they gonna use your anger against? Anyway, I'm not here to kill you guys or anything, so calm down. The guards are now starting to pick up the pieces. This figure left 2.5 years ago. Another person left 2.5 years ago. They just can't put it together. The figure would then ask, "Where is Kakashi Hatake? I need to speak with him." The guards would say, "We'll disclose that information to you," and start getting into a stance for their jutsus. Then the figure would reply with, "Whatever, I already know where you lives. I was just trying to see if your attitude changed or anything." Still the same old dumb guards. Then he'd disappear. You would see the figure running on the rooftops of the village, all the way up to Hatake household. He would ring the doorbell, thinking that Kakashi would be more open at this point. Kakashi would open the door and say, "Please state your business." And then the figure would say, "Father, I'm home." Kakashi would drop his book. "Naruto, is that you?" The figure would then take the mask and take it off. You would see Naruto, his normal face, white eyebrows with white hair, a scar on his right eye, one of his eyes in a permanent Seijugan state, his left one. He would look at him and say, "Father, it's been a rough 2 years, I think. May I come inside?" And Kakashi would hug Naruto as hard as he possibly could, telling him that he should never ever do that again. Scared the living hell out of him. Naruto would say, "It was nothing. I came out fine." Then Kakashi would slap Naruto, and Naruto would look back and say, "I don't understand what the big deal is." Kakashi would say, "Look at you. One of your eyes are on your permanent Seijugan. You have a scar on the other. You have a scar on your arms, too. You were too reckless, were you?" And Naruto would look down and say, I didn't think you'd care how much reckless I was gonna be. I didn't think anyone would care. And after that, he would hear a sound. It was really loud, like 1,000 birds chirping at once. And then, with his Seijugan, he would block it. It turns out, after all the blue lightning settled, Sasuke was the one behind the attack, saying, You're still the same old hyper-aware ninja I know, Naruto. As Naruto would then look at Sasuke and say, Oh, you haven't changed a lot. Hey, wait, what? Is that? He would look closely. I mean, it's different from the Chidori a little bit. It's blue, but it's also had a hint of purple. You've been training a lot, have you, Sasuke? Sasuke would then look at Naruto and say, Who the hell did this to you? Naruto would say, Wait, what, the scars? Oh, yeah. So each scar was every time I lost a fight. And as you can see, then Naruto would pull up his sleeve. It goes all the way to his shoulder. And he lost a lot. But luckily it came out alive all of them. Kakashi would then ask, Naruto, you didn't cut yourself, did you? And Naruto would say, What? No, I'm not that stupid. The enemy did this. But they're handled, in a sense. As Kakashi would say, your training was really reckless. How about for now on, you don't do that, okay? And Kakashi would say, Come in, I already have ramen made for you. Luckily, you came at the right time. Naruto would walk in and Sasuke would walk in too. And breaking the big news to Naruto, he would say, Guess who's your new roommate? And Naruto would look at Kakashi and be like, No way, you didn't adopt Sasuke, did you? And Kakashi would reply, What? No, I didn't do that. Although we thought of it, but I can only do that if all of his relatives were dead. And Sasuke would look at Kakashi and say, Yeah, but all of them aren't, so. Naruto would look at Sasuke and say, Wait, did you get over Itachi yet? And Sasuke would say, Oh, yeah, I did, thanks to you. And Naruto would be kind of surprised since he seemed always to be hell-bent on getting revenge. And Naruto would ask, But what about your revenge? You wanted it, right? But then Sasuke would say, With the 2 years that you've been gone, I'm certain someone told me that revenge isn't all that is in life in general. I've been thinking about that for a while and figured, hey, so what? Like, killing him's gonna solve anything. I'll restore the Uchiha clan, but not after killing one of the last members. I'll do that in a later date, I guess. Naruto, being kind of surprised, asked Kakashi, Hey, even though you made ramen for me and all, I'm not really all that hungry. Do you mind if me and Sasuke go outside and have a talk? Just talk and walk, Kakashi would look a little bit sad, but would smile and say, You know what? For all these 2.5 years, you still haven't been changed personality-wise. I don't mind it. Go ahead, go on. Naruto and Sasuke would be walking, and the main reason why Naruto wanted to do a walk and talk is to go a bit of shopping. Sasuke would ask Naruto, Why do you want to shop? It makes zero sense. And then Naruto would point at his clothes and say, These raggedy old clothes, man? I can't be walking like this. Yeah, no one would care what I look like, but I care what I look like, you know? Besides, there's tears everywhere. So I need a new fit. And that's what you're here for. Help me to get a new fit. While they're talking, a villager with a knife goes to approach Naruto, yelling, I'll kill you, you demon. But each attack fails to hit the target. Naruto, with his Seijugan, can see literally every entity within a 1 meter radius, or at least 1 to 3 meters. It's not that OP though. And Naruto would explain this to Sasuke, saying, as long as they're within 3 meters, at the most, I can see everything within that span. And Sasuke would ask, is that the only technique you learned of that Kaiki Genkai? Because mine, I've evolved mine to a Mekekyo Sharingan. What about you? Naruto would say, well, I've controlled my Genkai for it to only permanently appear in one eye now. Yeah, that's not turning off anytime soon. Until I either, destroy it or, yeah, get an eye transplant with another Genkai use. But the only other person with my type is either Obito, who probably didn't even activate his, or my dad, and or my dad, quote unquote, I guess, biological at least. I'd rather not talk about Minato. Sasuke would say, "Hey, look, it is just forget about him. Just look at you now. You were literally dodging someone attacking you and still having a casual conversation." As the villager is getting frustrated, how he's treated like he's nothing. Naruto will say, "Well, this is getting boring," and disable the knife really quickly, almost to the point where the villager didn't even notice for a few seconds. The villager, realizing that his attack plan isn't working, he would try and get the ninjas to go against Naruto. As Naruto now being the technical son of Hatake, most ninjas don't really mess with him. Well, except for the Konoha 11. I meant 12. Well, 11 technically now, I guess. And this is when Naruto's life gets a bit of a turn to the worst. The villager starts faking Naruto hurting him, and obviously Naruto and Sasuke ain't taking his bull, but that doesn't mean the ninjas aren't. Almost automatically, you hear running footsteps, with a female voice yelling, "Naruto, go back to where you belong, outside of Konoha." It is Sakura. And before she can hit Naruto, Sasuke goes in front of him, and Sakura instantly stops. He's asking Sasuke, why would you stick up for someone who would leave Konoha and just come back all willy-nilly, who destroyed it? That fox deserves to die. And Sasuke would say, well, that fox is like a brother to me. So if you're gonna kill him, you have to kill me. And I think we all know who would win in that fight. As Sasuke is willing to charge up his Chidori, you can already see the sparks flying around his hand. He is really, really pissed, especially at Sakura. In the distance, you would see Ino trying to do a mind transfer jutsu with Sasuke, but with his Mangekyo Sharingan and the fact that Naruto saw this warning Sasuke, it didn't work. Then Hinata would approach Naruto, and since Hinata was one of the people who didn't really treat Naruto normally, she would ask Sakura to calm down and basically explain how Naruto would feel in the situation. And Sakura will yell that demons don't have feelings and tells Sasuke that he probably needs to move. Sasuke would repeat what he said. Listen, I'm not moving. He's like a brother to me. If you're gonna kill him, you have to kill me. That's final. Naruto would smile at this, saying that, oh, Sasuke, I mean, I didn't expect you to change this much. You're like a brother to me too. And would hug him, which would really make Sakura mad. And she would walk away. I guess this timeline, Sakura and Ino would get along as the Konoha 10, these 10 of the members would gather together. Sakura not taking this bullcrap. And it's late at night. Naruto is sleeping soundly, and Sasuke in the other room is also doing the same thing. You go across Konoha and you see 10 of the Konoha 11. Sakura and Ino are the ones hosting conversation. Pretty much every Konoha, like the original Konoha 12, except for Naruto and Sasuke are there. Hinata's there to try and make everybody calm down about Naruto about coming back. And Neji is really persistent on killing Naruto. And even young Hinata saying that, listen, he needs to go, it's his time. And Hinata wouldn't believe what Neji's like saying. And deep down, Neji knows that Naruto isn't a bad person, but he can't have any of the ruthless ninja killing any of his clan members. As Sakura in this timeline is really hell bent on killing Naruto to the point where she is threatened to kill any other ninja since she's been trained by Lady Tsunade. So, based off Fear Against Sakura, which I guess is a new one, every Konoha member of like the original 10, except for Hinata, agrees to kill Naruto and Sasuke in their sleep. We go back to Naruto, and hears a sound, glass breaking. He wakes up almost instantly to go check it out, and then he sees Neji. He says hi almost automatically and asks what he's doing here and why the window's broken. And Neji would say, sorry, Naruto, I have to. I don't have a choice. It's either you or my clan. And Naruto, a bit confused, be like, wait, what are you talking about? 8 trigrams, 64 palms. And every single one doesn't hit because of his Seijugan, but they get really close. Sasuke hearing this goes almost automatically to go help Naruto. And Kakashi right now is on a mission, so he's not really there. Sasuke seeing what's happening would charge up his Chidori, but then Shinko would use his shadow possession and stop Sasuke. And then Sakura, while Naruto's distracted, tries to attack him from behind but doesn't work. And then yells Plan B with Ino using a mind transfer, and then Shinko using his bugs to restrain Naruto, and Ino would go back from the mind transfer to her own body. And now Naruto is on his knees with his arms out wide because of the bugs. And Sakura would comment, really? I didn't even need all of them? And she kind of has an evil grin on her face. And Sasuke would ask what's going on. And Sakura would say, fear, Sasuke. I told them all that I'd kill their families if they didn't help. Everyone agreed except for Hinata. But luckily Neji helped, so I don't have to kill their family too. But I didn't think it'd be this easy to kill you and Naruto. But don't worry, Sasuke-kun. You don't have to die if you just sit there. Just let Naruto die and you'll go home free. And Sasuke would yell, this is my home, and you're intruders. And Sakura would say, no, Sasuke, your home is with me. I realize that I can't threaten you with anyone but Naruto and Kakashi. But Naruto's gonna die anyway, so it's either Kakashi. If you don't let us kill Naruto, then let us kill Kakashi instead. At this point, she's become a really, really yandere-ish. It's really obvious that she's gone crazy over Naruto being back, and Sakura would start charging up chakra to punch Naruto, as she hopes it's a clear decapitation. Before she could strike his face, Naruto sees a blinding light of electricity, and it isn't Sasuke since he stood, but it's actually Kakashi. Well, a clone. If Naruto ever felt truly endangered, this clone would just appear from the ground, which would alert Sasuke, or not Sasuke, well, yeah, Sasuke, but would also alert Kakashi of what's going on at home. And Kakashi instantly knows the village can't be trusted and writes a message to a certain long white haired friend of his. Naruto, realizing what's going on, he also finds out that actually the Shadow. But because of the confusion, Sasuke was able to break free of his shadow possession and beat Shinka in Shikamaru, which would also release Naruto. And, trying to do a mind transfer, Sasuke would charge up his Chidori and fake out, with making her think that Sasuke was gonna hit over Chidori, but actually just uppercutted her with a normal fist. Naruto is not really happy, but he's not really sad either. He's not even angry. It's 100% reasonable to at this point. Naruto and Sakura would fight, but since Naruto's Seijugan is able to see anything with a 3-meter radius, he pretty much dodges and can repel different attacks. And because of this, Naruto and Sakura make a bunch of noises. And Sakura is right there and is ready to take another hit. And then Sasuke would come up with Jidori, but the Neji would deflect it with his 64-pound rotation. And now Sasuke and Neji are fighting. And Naruto is kind of overdone with a 2-to-1 battle because the person that appears out of their shadows is Hanata, which doesn't really do anything for Naruto emotional wise, as he 100% understands why Hanata has to do this for her family. And even the researchers are saying it's reasonable why you want to kill me. You need to save your family from Sakura. I understand that. It's okay. Besides, as long as I knew you were doing it for a good cause, I really didn't care if you tried to kill me. As Naruto is fighting both Sakura and Hinata, who are both really good at taijutsu. He does knock out Hinata, but like in a way where it doesn't fully hurt her. And then he hears Leaf Hurricane as Sakura is ready to punch Naruto. He not understands it's Rock Lee, saying that, "Oh, come on, you too." Rock Lee saying that he must protect the guy. You can't have Sakura do anything to him. And not to its, well, this isn't fair. Two taijutsu specialists, what am I gonna do? And he's saying this in a childly, playful way, and he isn't all that worried. But he is getting worried when Rock Lee opens the fifth gate and is charging at Naruto. And Rock Lee almost overpowers Naruto because now his hits are working. Naruto can't react fast enough. And before Rock Lee can finish with a final blow, he sees a blinding yellow flash. And then it's Obito Uzumaki yelling, Flying Renji, level 2, and then blowing Rock Lee's back. It's Obito. And Naruto, with his hatred for Obito, pretty much in the very low, because he understands why Obito was always seen as the better. Obito would say, "You see, Naruto, I gotten stronger too." And then Obito would throw a kunai that looked like it was going for Naruto, but it actually just goes past Naruto to go under Sakura, and then Obito would say Flying Reggie, and then would appear in front of Sakura, distraction level 1, and then would use a Rasengan to blast Sakura away. Obito would look at Naruto and comment on his Seijugan, as he says that he hasn't even figured out how to get his own yet. And Naruto would reply with, "Wait, didn't it activate during the fight with Itachi?" And Obito would say, "Yeah, but that was a while ago, and I haven't used it like ever, so it can't come back anymore until I get a trigger again." And Naruto would say, "Well, makes sense. You should practice it more, Obito." And Obito would say, "Yeah, yeah, I know." And Obito would even ask, "Wait, why don't you just call me brother?" Naruto would say, "My last name is Hatake. We're the Uzumaki, not brothers." And then walk past Obito and say, "Do you understand that, brother?" And he would even thank Obito and address him as, "Alright, see ya, brother." And would look at the house and realizing how much they destroyed it. Sasuke is still fighting Neji, but the battle shortly ends with Sasuke using a new technique he learned, Kamui. Wait, and Naruto even asks, "Wait, that's a really cool technique. How'd you do that?" And Sasuke replied with, "You need a Mangekyo Sharingan, which you don't have. Can your Seijugan do that?" And Naruto would be frustrated and say, "Well, you're stupid." And then they would see, Ino would go up to Naruto and say that she was really sorry. Which Naruto would reply with, "It's okay, I understand. Just make sure Sakura doesn't get too close anymore, okay?" As they would finish the night and leave, Naruto would get a message from a bird, dropping a message. You can tell it's from Gaara since it says from Kamek Kazekage. And it reads an SOS message. And Sasuke can tell Naruto was very pissed as he senses bloodlust coming from his chakra. Naruto would demand Sasuke to pack his bags and then would state, "We're saving God." And Sasuke would be a bit confused and ask, "Wait, you and Gaara are friends still? I kind of forgot, honestly." Alright, where are we going? Naruto would say, "Well, we have to go find an Akatsuki member in the land hidden in the sand." And then Obito would appear, say, "Nah, you are not going without me." And Obito, realizing Naruto's bloodlust, would say, "Listen, Naruto, I just want to prove that I'm not like dad, okay?" Naruto would say, look Obito in the eye, and would ask, "Do you promise that you would give your life in this mission if it came to it?" And Obito would reply with, "Yes, anything." Because of this, Naruto is a bit on edge of Obito, but not too much. And they head off to go save Gaara. Which thus concludes today's video. It's really long. Oh my god, I don't know if I've been recording. I'm afraid because I don't want to ruin the ending, but I would just record the whole thing because honestly, I swear to god, if I was too quiet. 28 minutes and it's 29. Dang, I should be. Whatever, just good night. It's late at night for me right now. Bye bye.